Daily Devotionals with open hearts and open minds. First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, Colorado presents Hope and Coffee with Pastor Hugo Venegas.
Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday, and we're talking about how do we need to rely on the Holy Spirit to make us share the good news with people in our pandemic world. And what I want us to do is I am going to give you 4 suggestions as to how we can share the good news empowered by the Holy Spirit with people. But I want us to look at Romans chapter 12, and I want us to look at verses 13 through 15, because these verses will give us some tips as to what we need to do. And I will give you the first tip, but I want to read the whole passage. It says here, share with God's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless, do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. All right, so here we have a list. We have a catalog of 4 things that I want to share with you. The first thing is, how do we allow the Spirit to make us good news to people in COVID-19 world? The first thing that we have to do, as Paul says here in verse 13, is to share with God's people who are in need. We are supposed to figure ways out in which we can help those who are in need. For instance, our church at First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, several of our families, we have a couple of families who have made resource available for those in our congregation. If you have difficulties buying food, if you need masks, families have made resources available for us to help you out. So if you are from the First United Methodist Church and you have shortages and you can't get your groceries and you would like some help, call Morgan at the office and we want to help you. This is what we're doing. This is what we're trying to do. Now, some of you heard that our friends in Your King, our church, we take mission trips to the village of Your King. It's a tribe that is in the Bribri tribe close to the border with Panama, right on the Your King River. One side of the river is Costa Rica and the other side is Panama. The people in Your King, folks, have based their economy on ecotourism. They used to have visitors from Europe, visitors from America, visitors from South America who would go into the village to experience what life on a reservation was like. It's very primitive, very pristine jungle, and they would pay $60 to stay the night. They would get food and they would experience the rivers and experience the jungle, and just imagine what life was living on a reservation even before Christopher Columbus showed up and discovered America. Now, there's no tourism, so no visitors, so their whole economy has collapsed. And I was contacted a few weeks ago that people were starving, that our friends in Your King did not have food. They did not have any jobs. And I share that with you, and God moved in the heart. The Spirit moved in the heart of a family, of a listener. And that listener contacted us and told us that they were going to donate money to help feed the people of Your King. As I am recording this session, 100 families, both from Costa Rica and Panama, were fed because of the donation of someone who was moved by the Holy Spirit. It takes $4,000 to feed the whole village for a couple weeks. And just basic food. We're talking about basic food: no meat, rice, beans, cooking oil, soap. They even got a couple of toilet paper. And we are able to stretch that out. And if they stretch it out and they have their beans and their rice, and they can make it out for 3 weeks to a month. So $4,000, and the generosity of a family allowed these people to be taken care of needs. I have friends who are in the UK who have sent part of their salary to help people in Costa Rica. I have friends in different parts who are taking care of family members, who are taking care of friends who have lost jobs. And I want to challenge you and encourage you. You may not have a lot of money, but if you can share $10, if you can give a bag of rice to someone, if you can sew masks and help someone, that's how the Spirit wants us to be good news. And the first principle that I'm sharing with you is that we have to share with those who are in need. I personally today made a donation of several $100s to a friend who is not getting paid, and she doesn't have any food, and I have been moved by the Spirit of God to do that. So this is one way that we can help. If there's someone in need around your circle of influence and God has blessed you and you have the ability, let us just reach out and serve. Tomorrow we'll learn another principle of how to allow the Holy Spirit to inspire us to be messages of hope and to be good news to those who are suffering in our world of COVID-19. God bless you. Hugo Venegas from Pueblo, Colorado.
Thank you for joining us for our daily devotional, Hope and Coffee, with Pastor Hugo Venegas. If you enjoyed today's devotion, like or subscribe below. We also welcome you to join our family at First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, Colorado. You can visit our website at firstumcpueblo.org, and we hope you continue to have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow.